Oftentimes, communities struggle with the same issues, but they don't collaborate with one another to solve those problems. We encourage communities to work together to solve common problems.
Law Enforcement Assisted Diversion, or LEAD, is a program that allows officers to divert individuals who have frequent contact with law enforcement due to unmet behavioral health needs or substance use disorder. It gives officers the option to divert individuals into long-term case management where their needs will actually be addressed instead of having them be arrested again or giving another citation.
It's a program that we have implemented in 10 communities right now in Allegheny County to help keep people with unmet behavioral health needs and substance use disorders out of the criminal legal system and into long-term case management.
Especially in a small town, you have the tendency to deal with the same people over and over again. And it gets frustrating because we can't arrest our way out of things, so continually arresting people for certain offenses is going nowhere. What we were finding was there's a select group when it came to drug-related incidents that were sick. They weren't criminals, they were ill. And the only thing we could do was either not make an arrest and pretend like we didn't see anything, and that's not going to work, but make the arrest and try and get them into treatment, which was forced, and that most times didn't work either. My own social worker here in our department had run out of options for certain people she was dealing with, and LEAD stepped in, and as I said, they have a whole full toolbox of things that they can offer folks. LEAD says, ultimately, we'd like to get you well, but what do you need right now? Is it housing? Is it food? Is it utilities? What is it that we can help you with?
Often in communities, when people are dealing with things like unmet behavioral health needs or substance use disorder, they tend to feel disconnected from the community. LEAD gives them the supports that they need to become active members of their community once again.
What we do is we connect them to long-term case management to work on things that they're interested in working on.
These can be things like going back to school, getting your GED, focusing on housing.
That's very important with this population because most times most programs haven't given them the opportunity to choose what they want to work on and when. Also, the community benefits because you have that person taking up less time of law enforcement and using less services in the community. The time that they usually spend on somebody who has an unmet behavioral health need or substance use disorder can take up a whole shift of one officer. This gives officers more time to address other community needs.
LEAD offers participants a long-term, non-judgmental support system that they can count on through the good times and the bad.
In our meetings, we have come up with a list of crimes that fit. They have to be victimless. They have to be nonviolent. And ultimately for me, I'm looking at people that have low-level drug-related crimes more than anything because that's who we seem to deal with over and over and over again. And once again, I don't believe people who are just using drugs that are ill should be put in the criminal justice system over and over again. So really anybody qualifies. I've had people that for a social referral that are just having mental health issues. They're having depression issues, that are having issues that we can't really solve. And I've never had LEAD come back to me and say, no, we're not going to take this person. I think I could put just about anybody in there that's experiencing it, a critical incident in their life or trauma in their life, and they would accept them. Normally, you either take no action, you arrive on a call and you make sure everybody's safe, and you may see a problem there, but it's not something you have to make an arrest on. Or you arrive and you have to make an arrest on it. Or you arrive and it's a mental health issue. So you're either going to jail or you're going to a psychiatric institution. This time with LEAD, we have somebody that can come in, meet with the person, see what their issues are, see what their problems at hand are right then and there, and work with them at that point. So it's a third option. And really, for an officer, it's a very easy option. It's very easy to put people into the LEAD system. It's very easy to check and make sure that the LEAD staff and the caseworkers are keeping up to date with the individuals. We have meetings twice weekly where The departments go over each individual person we have entered into the system, and I can go back and show the officers this is where this person is at this time. So it's made it a viable third option for the officers, and really a very easy option. What we've been doing is not working. And it's just not fair to have somebody who gets treatment, gets well, and 10, 15, 20 years down the line has to explain away 15, 20, 30 arrests for possession when they were really feeding their addiction, which was an illness. You have to think about that and really give some thought to it and think, does a person deserve to have to explain that away to employers, to have to explain that over and over? That's just not right. So I would say be human and understand it can happen to anybody. Why not try this system, see if it works, and if you get 1 out of 10 people that this works for, well, that's a major success, because that's 1 out of 10 you're not dealing with every single day. That's 1 out of 10 that are not tying up your officers for hours at a time. So, you know, what do you have to lose?